Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nev's Garage. Well, it's a bit wet here again in Australia today. Thankfully the show is not called Nev's Front Yard, or we'd be a little bit soggy. Anyway, if this is your first time joining us, please hit that subscribe button. And also toggle on the little bell, that way you'll be notified when the next video comes out. But what are we doing this time? Well, we've got this 08 SH9 Forester in here, and we're going to be dismantling the plenum chamber and cleaning it. Now, what's a plenum chamber? Well, it's this little void inside this cowling here, right? And it does a few different jobs. One job is that it channels all the rain off the windscreen and off the bonnet down each side behind the guards, kind of like a rain gutter. Also, it channels the air in from the outside into the cabin, into your HVAC system. Now, why do we need to clean it? Well, if you're in the habit of parking your car under any kind of thing that drops, foliage, leaves, nuts, needles, anything like that, they're going to find their way into this plenum chamber. It's going to rot, it's going to find its way down at the bottom each side between the guard and the body. It's going to promote a lot of mud, it's going to break down, rot, it's going to cause rust, and also rodents love to live in it. It's a great nest. So, got to be cleaned from time to time. I suspect this one's got some leaves in it, so I'm going to show you how to pull it apart and clean it. Let's get into it. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is open up the bonnet, or the hood if you're from the land of Diet Coke. Alright, now there's our plenum cover there, this big plastic cowl. Okay, pretty obvious that that's got to come off to get inside. Okay, now you can see already that there's a lot of stuff, right, sitting around, leaves, pine needles, right, a whole heap of crap. So there's definitely going to be some inside there. So let's, get inside. Let's pull this bad boy off. So there's a whole heap of trim clips along the front. Also got to take the wipers off. Let's just put a bit of Lanox on those wiper retainers to soak while we're undoing the rest of the clips. So they can be a real pain in the neck. Alright, so I think once we get the wipers off, that'll just pull off. Now, a great trick for when you're removing wiper arms is to just put a bit of tape on the windscreen where they sit. Makes it, takes all the guesswork out of it later. Alright, so we go in with a 14mm socket. They were way tighter than they had to be. It's ridiculous for a wiper. Now if we wriggle these, they should just pop off like that. Yep, lovely. Good opportunity to paint these arms if you want, while they're off, if they need it. Okay, so now we should be able to lift this off. Now we're just going to have to unclip this top section here because they sit over the bottom part. Alright, so the unit's off now. We've just got to unhook the washer hose. For some reason they put the washer hose joint up underneath there. Anyway, it's got it. Don't forget to hook that back up later. Alright, so there's our plenum cover off. Now let's have a look. Holy cow. It's absolutely full. Come and have a look. Look at all that. It's even built up around the wiper drive spigots. Absolutely full of rubbish. You can even see that it's sitting on top of the cabin filter in there. So, yeah, alright. Let's start shoveling it out. Okay, I'm just going to put a cardboard shield here. Try and keep as much out of the engine bay as we possibly can. I'm going to put in a bucket and see how much we collect. Alright gang, look how much stuff came out just by hand. It's unreal, isn't it? Some of it's actually growing little mushrooms. Alright, so that's going straight in the bin. We're now going to get our vacuum out and vacuum up as much of the dry stuff as we can. Alright, so I did get a bit carried away and started vacuuming some that was in the engine bay as well, but look how much come out. So I think I'll put that in the bucket as well for us to look at. So now I've got a pump up sprayer with just some warm water and a couple of teaspoons of dishwashing liquid, and I'm just going to wash the plenum now with that. So all of this stuff's going to wash out just behind the front wheels if you want to put some rags or cardboard or dishes on the floor or something. Okay, that's got it rinsed. Alright, so now it's been soaking with soapy water and I'm just going to wipe all the stains off it now. Alright, so now another charge. The soapy water. Alright, so we're going to get the garden hose out now and give it a real good blast. Now just make sure the drain holes aren't clogged. You can just get a zip tie and shove the pointy end through the hole. So you don't want water backing up in here either. Alright, do you want to check out how it looks now? Alright, let's check it out. And that all the way through a nice clean plenum chamber now. Lovely. Alright, so now we can give the cover a good clean and then reinstall it. Alright, so just before I put the cowling cover back on, I'm just going to lubricate these spigots because they've had rotten mulch build up around them for so long that they might be getting a bit dry. Also going to spray a bit on the wiper linkages, just for good measure. Alright. Alright, this thing is wet, doesn't matter one little bit because as you can see we just had the hose in there. So just going to pop that through there. Don't forget the washer hose. It goes down into the cowling like this. Sneaky, sneaky. Do not underestimate the sneakiness. Alright, he's plugged on. So now we've just got to sit it in place. Alrighty, now we can push the scrivets in. Bang. Alright, it's all on there. So we're just going to put the wipers on. Now you'll notice that when we hosed the windscreen down, we did unfortunately lose our positioning tape. So we're just going to have to guess, but we do also have this super awesome video to refer to. So I reckon we'll be okay. What do you reckon, guys? I'm going to go it. Can always move them later. Just firm. It's only a wiper, not a rear diff. Cool. She's in there. She's all clean. We're done. Well, guys, that was a really simple job, hey? So it's all fresh and clean now, which is going to make our HVAC system smell nice and fresh as well. So it was unbelievable the amount of stuff we got out of it. Right. Previous owner really made this car live up to its name because it did have a forest up in the plenum chamber there. Now, we really should do a couple more steps. After this job, we should clean between the guards and the body, where all that stuff is washed down there over time, where it's settled, because there's going to be a lot down in there. And we should also whip the cabin filter out and either clean it or replace it. So we're not going to do that now. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, toggle on the bell, and we'll perform those steps in a couple of upcoming episodes. So anyway, until then, I'm Nev. This is my garage, and I'll catch you later. Take care of yourselves in your cars.